Okay, and we're back streaming. We're continuing with the main story quest of Shadowbringers. If you haven't seen Shadowbringers yet, I highly suggest you watch my last video, but anyway, here we are. And either way, enjoy the story and let's continue. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn and you clear the west. That way you can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrorists. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a hide or carapace is a sin eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slathering after your ether. Remember, it's killed or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around out there, we can rendezvous back at the north entrance. Good hunting. How did you fare? Ah, I thought there might be one or two lurking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually, these lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the void scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on the village of Hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to call their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Teslans, shall we? She hasn't been telling you stories, has she? Oh gods. Alice tells me you helped her out on patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alize has missed your company. Everything is always, if Yo were here, she would. That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Yo's methods. Ah, honestly, after seeing her in action, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I have no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. This is what I get for sharing. Maybe I'll just head out on another patrol. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. Ah, these are 101. There are 101 things that I need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here for Alize? With Alize? What? And twiddle our thumbs while you work yourselves to death? Surely there's something we can do to help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alize. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Ponwell, Todden, and Harlick. They may not give you much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. It will do them good to see a new face. There's not much in the way of novelty around here to distract them from their worries. I wish I could speak more on the subject of sin eaters, but let's see these tasks finished first. Thank you. You're Alize's friend. That's good. Totten glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Harlech remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. Your work is done, then. You've seen to the patients. How were they? Good, that's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Harlech, though. I'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion then. I was going to take Yo to Morgue Soak if you have any errands there that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Cassard's Cavern just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Good then. Yo, there's something I want to see right after we stop at Roron's stall, of course. Oh, my jobs are all under control now, thank you. Go and spend some time with Alize. Let's see about that nectarine, shall we? Oh, back again, are you? You need another taste of Ronron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honey worms as well. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best regulars for you. Come again, my friends. Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. You need something? Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Blaze Wigglers, you actually brought them. I really shouldn't tell you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we?
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought, it's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
No one is allowed here without permission, especially not outsiders. I'm I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the walls is more than enough than an hour of Ariange's lecturing worth more. And I needed you to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice. The nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just the threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. The carers are truly fond of their wards and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. Go ahead, I think she's been waiting for us. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Thank you. Alice explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others and we've decided to keep an eye on Harwick for now. Thanks to you, though, if the time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. Thank you for understanding. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs. That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Northrend could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Tesleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Where could he have gone? This is all my fault. The patient's were acting strangely and I let it distract me. Yo, Alize, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone. We'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the end. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west then. You take everything from here to the south. You see no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. You scan your surroundings in search of Harlick, but suddenly find yourself under attack.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh no! Ulrich!
Okay.
We have to run!
Oh.
Tesling! No!
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it.
Oh.
The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
Oh my god.
no, no!
Jesus Christ. Oh.
Forgive me, Elise.
I'm sorry, yo. I tried to tell you the cares what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on, not like this. It's just so unfair. Tesleen was always cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared and there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world to suffer such a fate. Oh, Tesleen, you thought only of others, and this was your reward. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial, and she cared about that sort of thing, and giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. Harlock is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sun Eaters made their escape. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them, to me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Harlock. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late, too slow, and I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Harlock back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Harlock's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course, just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course, she would have done the same. Farewell, Harlock. Keep Teslin's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you feel, but surely is a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. That this damn light building without cease. It's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the eaters. But what if we corrected the balance, even if it were only little by little? Even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now, hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I have gained here to hurt them. Alright. Oh, that's a cool mount. Yo, good to see you again. You look like you've a story or two to tell, but I sense you'd sooner get back to the Crystarium. Forgive me, yo, I couldn't stay there a moment longer. But I was serious about what I said while the men and women at the end battle against this blight with kindness. I must find it in my own way with steel. Fight it in my own way with steel. Miss Alizé, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest Amuro. I need to return to the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. Remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Areg again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help to clear my head at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? I see you were reunited with Alice, but I dare say you found little else to celebrate in Areg. Thank you for seeking me out, Yo. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. I was tempted to set off again at the moment we had decided upon a direction, but you have still to visit Alphanode, haven't you? And if I know my brother, he'll be on the cusp of discovering something vital to our success, if he hasn't already. I'm content to stay here and consider our options for the time being, but don't keep me waiting too long, eh? Whenever I come to the Crystarium, the sands of our Reg seem a world away, and yet they both lie under the same wretched sky. Your first order of business will be to reunite with them. Yep, same dialogue. Portal to the source. Oh, not right now. Okay. Your face is not known to me. What business have you at my rookery? Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an Amuro for passage to Kolsura. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. They're chocobos without feathers. That's right, Mount Slate. My great friend over there, common sight in these parts. But I gather you hail from further afield, more accustomed to chocobos perchance. I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding Amuro, I think it best to accompany you on the fight myself. Any Zon worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your tidings and meet me at the Amarillo launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. Wait for me. You want to fly an Amarillo to Casa? Well, I suppose if Master Dejima is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mounts shortly.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
You have arrived. This is Crackshell Beach on the eastern coast of Krosa. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Yolamore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale, and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Ilmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone so far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not of war, our relationship with Illimore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I'm glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. I leveled up. Yes. First time in a while. Alright. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually have to go do something, so I'll be back later tonight. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.